Hi everyone. So in this lecture we are going to start with the revision on section number 186 and other remaining sections. Already I said in the playlist you will find each and every section has a lecture. So loans to directors, since it is an introductory session on the board powers with respect to the loans, advances, etc. I have taken around 40 minutes to explain the full concept. These concepts will be starting now and it will be completed in no time. Hardly each one we will be taking 20 to 25 minutes to complete, even lesser than that. Let's start with the concept first. So 186 will be talking about loan and investment by a company. Loan and investment by a company. First thing, sir, already 185 is talking about loans. Again here also we will be discussing about same loans. That will be talking about loans to directors, etc. That means when a loan is given to any of the director or to any of the related persons to the director, then only the section will get attracted under the previous section called as section number 185. But under 186 the story is completely different. Persons who are not covered by 185, if they take the loan, this section will get attracted. That means technically to tell, under the Companies Act, loans, guarantees, securities, etc. are strictly having a vigilance. Some are prohibited, some are restricted. Some apply 185, some apply 186. But application is pakka. After Satyam scam, they don't want to take even a single chance of leaving any area with regard to the financing activity. Clear everyone? So with that intention, let us start with section number 186 and complete it very fast. Okay. Now, same thing. Even in this section, the total section will be divided into 7 parts. Transactions with whom, which transactions are covered, various approvals required, disclosures required to be made, consequence of contravention, filing requirements, exemptions and non-applicability. Okay. First one, transactions with whom. First one, 186.2 will be talking about transaction with whom. Company entering into transaction with a company or with any other body corporate Okay. Sir, what do you mean by the term person? Since a term person already includes body corporate. Person definition, na inclusive definition. But he bifurcated person and body corporate. Reason is very simple. I already explained elaborately in the normal sessions, but still in just 2 minutes I will explain. Loans can be given to any person, either individual, firm, company, everyone you can give a loan. That means loan is such a transaction which can happen with any person. Guarantees you can give to any person. Security you can give to any person. But investment you can't make in individuals. You can't invest on individuals. Okay, if 4 transactions are governed by 186, loans, guarantee, security, investment. If all the 4 transactions are possible to get transacted with any person, I would use the word any person and leave. But investment I can generally make only in the body corporates. Individuals you can't invest. How can you invest on individual? It looks weird. Okay. So therefore, it is not proper if I use the word any person in all the 4 cases. Therefore, lawmaker, if you can see section number 186, subsection number 2, clause number C, he will use the word acquire by way of subscription, purchase or otherwise the securities of a body corporate. He will use the word. Therefore, if I use the word any person, that words will apply for all the 4 transactions commonly, but investment in any person is not possible because I can't invest on individuals. Am I clear? Therefore, when you see the loan, he will use the word any person or a body corporate. Here he will use the word any person in 2 cases. Person or a body corporate, because loan can be given to individual, firm or company, anywhere you can give. Body corporate, everywhere you can give. Clear everyone? But investment you can't make on individuals. If I use the word any person commonly for all the 4, then investment in any person might also get possibility. But really it is not possible because any personal individual will be there. You can't invest in individual. Individual with investment enti. I'm investing on Mr. X. It looks weird. Okay, I think you can understand what I'm telling now. So you can't invest on individuals. Then how can I use the word any person commonly for all the 4? Any person is possible here, here, here and not here. Therefore, lawmaker uses the word in this way. This is my analysis, a good interpretation of the term person. Meaning of the term any person for the purposes of 186 section. Person as per General Clauses Act. Take him. That means includes individual, HF, etc. everyone. From that, deduct 185 persons because they are already governed by 185. 186 has nothing to do with that person. Less body corporate. Don't include body corporate into that. Delete it. Minus employees. You can see explanation below section 186 subsection number 2. He will tell that in the term person, individuals who are employees are excluded. So therefore, what do you mean by person under section 186? Person as per General Clauses Act minus already covered 185 persons, take them off. They are governed by 185. Body corporates, take them off, and employees, then this person will be taken. So person as per 186 means this balancing figure will be the person as per 186. Am I clear? That means person does not include body corporate. That means really the term person includes a body corporate. But for the purposes of 186, they have taken out some people. Who are they? 185 already governed. Employees are excluded by the explanation below 185 subsection 186 subsection number 2, and body corporate is excluded with the use of the word any person or other body corporate. He will use the word. Am I clear? That means for the purposes of 186, technically take the normal person definition. From the take of the body corporate, that becomes person under section number 186. Everyone had the clarity. Now, can I give loan to individual? Yes. Firm? Yes. Company? Yes. Body corporate? Yes. Sir, what is a body corporate? Body corporate contains 4 things: public company, private company, corporation set up under separate act of parliament, and companies incorporated outside India, foreign companies. These 4 will be included into body corporate. Body corporate is more wider definition than company. Am I clear? Companies are one among the body corporates, but body corporate is not included into company, but company is included into body corporate. Am I clear or not, everyone? So therefore, try to understand. Investment I can't make an individual. If I use the word only any person in the section, that means for example, advance any loan to any person, I can use the word, but lawmaker will use the word advance any loan to any person or other body corporate. That means the term person does not include body corporate. Why they bifurcated? For the purposes of investment. That's why if you see 186 subsection number 2 clause number C in the Bail Act, he will use the word acquire by way of purchase, subscription, purchase, or otherwise the securities of a body corporate. He will use the word, he will not use the word person. Clear, everyone? What I said now, again rewind back and listen, put the Bail Act with you, and then try to understand. You can understand the meaning what I said. But strictly governing the particular point, in the revision session, let's not go into interpretations and waste our time. Persons as per General Clauses Act minus persons already governed under 185 minus body corporate minus employees being individuals. There are the persons governed by 186. Which transactions are governed? 4 transactions. Give any loan, give any guarantee, provide any security in connection with a loan. These 3 already governed by loans to director section. But here the loans, guarantees and security should be given to any person who is not already governed by 185. Clear, everyone? So this is the idea. Next one, 4th transaction. Acquisition means investment. Acquisition by way of what? Subscription, purchase, or otherwise the securities of a body corporate. The securities of a body corporate. Okay. Section governs shares, securities, security. Company, any person, body corporate, body corporate. That means if I use the word any person here instead of body corporate, then you can acquire the securities of a person, securities of an individual. An individual will have securities. No. So therefore, partnership firms also not governed because partnership firm is not a body corporate. Clear, everyone? So therefore, give any loan, give any guarantee, provide any security. But these 3 can be given to any person, any body corporate as well. That's why in these 3 in the Bail Act he will use the word any person or other body corporate. Other body corporate. Why he bifurcated? Because body corporate has to be used here. Clear? Next, how many transactions? 4. In simple sense, LGSI or LIGS is a correct format. Okay, because guarantees and securities will not be directly given. These will be given in connection with the loan. These 2 are directly given. Loan given, investment made. Guarantees and securities will be given in connection with the loan. So LIGS. What is L? Loans. I, investment. G, guarantee. S, security. LIGS. Next. Okay. If you observe the Bail Act, they will use the word acquisition by way of subscription, purchase, or otherwise. Otherwise should be interpreted with the rule of ejusdem generis. Ejusdem generis. What is ejusdem generis, etc. in the class I already explained very clearly. So interpretation rule. I can't explain here and waste the time, but one thing I can tell. whenever there are series of certain words are used and otherwise so on, others or etc, like this, if the words are used, that etc, so on, others, otherwise should take the meaning from the previous specific words. It should not be given a independent meaning in itself. It should be dependent on the previous words that are already used. Am I clear? So therefore, meaning of the terms subscription, purchase or otherwise, the meaning, what is the meaning of otherwise? The term otherwise shall be read with the rule of ejusdem generis. Okay, means what? Let's try to understand this clearly. Okay, see here. Subscription in a public issue. I purchased the shares via public issue. So the section uses the word acquisition by way of subscription, purchase or otherwise. That means acquisition is important, not the mode of acquisition. How you acquired is not the point of 186. Whether you acquired or not is a point. What is the idea behind 185, 186 sections? Diversion of funds. Okay, illegal diversion, also called as a siphoning of funds. So that diversion is identified in these sections. Am I clear? I want diversion, but I don't want how you get diverting the money. Am I clear? That means act is governing, or act is more concerned about whether you are diverting the public money or not. How you are diverting is not important for me. Whether you are diverting or not is important. So therefore, company is investing in the shares of a company, another company, via subscription by a public issue. Section gets attracted or not? Very much attracted. Okay, money is flown. Subscription at the rate of a rights issue. I am investing. Rights, I already made an investment in a company. That company is going for a rights issue. Again, I am investing in the right shares. Okay, subscription, purchase or otherwise. Otherwise, anyway. So, subscription at the rates of rights issue. Section gets attracted or not? Will not get attracted. Why? The reason is, read section number 186, subsection number 186, subsection number 13. If you read in the Bail Act, rights issue is exempted from the provisions of 186. Do you know why? In case of a rights issue, the rights subscription price will be always, the rights subscription price is always lesser than market price. That means a company invested in the shares of another company once upon a time. 5 years back, I invested for 500 rupees in a share. That share price is now around 750 rupees. Rights issue is made on a market price of 750. Rights issue is made only at 500 rupees again. That means a share which is available in the market at 750 is available only for 500 for the existing shareholders or not. That means it's a benefit to the company, it's a debenefit to the company, benefit to the company. Therefore, lawmaker recognized that particular issue and said rights issue is out of the purview of 186, though you made a subscription. Clear, everyone? So read 186 subsection number 13 later after the class. So rights issue, not governed. Purchase via stock market, stock exchange. Yes, governed. Subscription, purchase it will be attracting. Okay, so subscription, purchase or otherwise, anything, otherwise. Okay, transfer from Mr. B. Transfer from Mr. B. Transfer or transferee relation. Again, there is a transaction that happened. Say, tell me, transmission by operation of law. Transmission will be made on a share transmission. Sir, subscription, purchase or otherwise. Otherwise means what? Otherwise should take the meaning from previous specific words. It may be subscription, it may be purchase, it may be transfer, it may be anything. Investment is the criteria. Clear, everyone? So transmission by operation of law, section attract, transfer attracted, subscription via stock market, subscription via company, application, money, allotment, first call, second call, attracted, purchase via stock market, attracted, third one, transfer, attracted. Now this is a transmission. Way of acquisition is important. Acquisition is important. Acquisition is important, not the way in which you acquired. So transmission will attract the section or not? Will attract the section. Like this, you should not think. Why, sir? You said that transfer, transmission, ejusdem generis. Okay. Listen carefully to the point. Ejusdem generis rule says that if there are some words are used and one general word is stopping those specific words, this general word should take the meaning from previous specific words. Means what? Subscription, purchase or otherwise, I said. That otherwise should take the meaning from previous specific words. Subscription, there is outflow of money. Purchase, there is outflow of money. Transmission, outflow will not be there because there is no person available to take the inflow. Am I clear? For example, Mr. A is there. For Mr. A, X Limited is the nominee. Mr. A died. Mr. A died. Shares will be transmitted to X Limited. Shares are not acquired by X Limited. Therefore, acquisition is absent in transmission. Clear everyone? So therefore transmission do not attract this section. ఎగ్జామ్ లో అడిగాడు అనుకోండి మొత్తం మూకుమ్మడిగా ఎగిరిపోతారు, ఎందుకంటే ఇప్పటిదాకా ఆ పాయింట్ ఎగ్జామ్ లో ఎప్పుడు వాడు తీసుకురాలా, అంత డీప్ గా వెళ్ళి ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ వాడు. So therefore please be very very careful when you are listening to the revision sessions. I just don't want to read on an overall basis and go on. So please listen carefully. So transmission attracted or not? Yes, very much attracted. Yeah, very much attracted. Never. Transmission has no outflow of funds. Yeah, died here. To whom you will pay? So it is transmitted to you. Allotment of bonus shares. Bonus shares you will not acquire, you will be allotted. So acquisition is absent. No, moreover, bonus shares are given free of cost. There is no diversion of fund. Here also there is no diversion of fund. When diversion of fund is not there, why 186 will involve? Common sense. No. Okay. So therefore these are the points. So 186 subsection number 11 you need to refer further. Sorry, I said 186 subsection number 13, 186 subsection number 11. You need to see for the exemptions. 186 subsection number 11. You need to see the exemptions. So he used the word security of a body corporate. He didn't use the word shares of a body corporate. Security. It can be shares, bonds, derivatives, units of mutual fund, units of CAS, security receipts under SURFACE, or even government securities. Everything will be a security. Now tell me. Very fast. Our company is X Limited. It is giving loan to Infosys. Section attracted? Yes. I am a loan. I am making investment in Reliance India Limited. Section attracted? Yes. I am investing in debentures of Tata Iron and Steel Company Limited. Section attracted? Yes, because debenture is a security. Sir, government security is a security or not? Yes. So I am investing in RBI bonds. Section attracted or not? Investment in RBI bonds. Section attracted or not? Security includes a government security or not? Now tell me, section attracted or not? Will never get attracted because why here? Why not attracted? Government security is a security. But government is not a body corporate here. He used two words, acquisition by way of subscription, purchase, or otherwise the securities of a body corporate. Government security is a security, but government is not a body corporate. RBI is not a body corporate. So therefore, no, it will not get attracted. Okay. So I invested in Kothari Mutual Fund Trust. Mutual fund. It's a AMC. Okay. Kothari Mutual Fund Trust is a very big trust. Okay. In that I made an investment in the mutual funds. Whether units of mutual fund is a security or not? Yes. Section attracted or not? Again no. Mutual fund is a security, but trust is not a body corporate. అలా అడిగడానికి ఎగ్జామ్లో ఎగిరిపోతారు. సో మ్యూచువల్ ఫండ్స్ ఇష్యూడ్ బై ఎ కంపెనీ ఓన్లీ గవర్న్, ట్రస్ట్ నాట్ గవర్న్ అగైన్. ఐ క్లియర్? సార్ యూనిట్స్ ఆఫ్ మ్యూచువల్ ఫండ్ నా సార్, ట్రస్ట్ నా సార్, సో దెన్ ఐ విల్ ఎస్కేప్ ఫ్రమ్ 186 నా సార్. 185 anyway will not get attracted because 185 governs loans, guarantees and securities, not investment, sir. This section will govern investment, but investment in the units of mutual fund, investment in the any other partnership firm, LLP, or investment in government securities, all those things are not attracted na sir. I can misuse the funds na sir. Inte tagresta antar sir. Reason entante sir, 179 subsection number 3 class number E ఉన్నది ఎందుకు సార్ ఏడవడానికా సార్? 179 subsection number 3 class number E. Powers of the board of directors should be exercised only by the meeting of the board, making calls on shares, authorization for buyback, issue of security, borrow money, invest funds of the company. Headphones between me now, sorry. Okay, investment here that is governed, which are not governed by 186 will be governed by 179 subsection number 3 class number E. So you will not get escape from the Companies Act. Okay, so Companies Act గట్టి పట్టుకునే ఉంటుంది వాడిని. It will not leave you scot free on any kind of transactions. Clear everyone? So therefore this is what I want to convey. So acquisition of securities is the next part. So next one, acquisition of securities, a small explanation I want to make. Acquisition of securities, when covered, 3 conditions are to be satisfied. There should be acquisition with the diversion of fund. It should be in security. It must be in a body corporate. If all the 3 conditions are satisfied, then only acquisition will get attracted by the section. Okay. Next, part 1, transaction with whom completed, which transactions are covered is also completed. Now we are going into various approvals that are required to be taken. Approvals required are governed by 186 subsection 5, 186 2, 186 3, its proviso to 186 5, 186 7 and 186 8. 5 points will cover various approvals and compliances. Okay. How many approvals? 3 approvals. Board approval, shareholder approval, PFI approval. Okay. Here only PFI. Only PFI. Banks are not governed. Banks are not governed. Okay. Compliances to be made. YTM compliance. Whatever we see in the loans to directors already. Whenever you give a loan in LIGS, loan is given, interest rate should not be lesser than YTM of the government securities. Deposit compliance. What are these? We will see now. So 3 approvals to compliances. Totally 5 points are required to be covered. Okay. Approval. First one. Board approval. 186 subsection number 5 governs board approval. First one. Sir, revision sessions. I will go very fast. Please listen carefully. Irrespective of the amount involved, board approval is required in all cases. Even 1 rupee of loan, investment, guarantee, security attracts section number 186 subsection number 5. Board approval is required. It should be a prior approval. Only at a board meeting level. Means no RBC. And it must be unanimous consent of all the directors present. That means if the directors are present at the meeting, all present should vote. 10 directors are there. 12 only present in the meeting. No issue. But 12 should participate and all participated directors should only in the favor. That means 12 directors are there in the company, 10 attended the meeting, 2 directors abstained. They present but they didn't participate in voting. Then also resolution will not be passed because all directors present should vote in favor. Okay. No delegation possible. No delegation possible. Okay. That means you can't delegate the power like section number 179. Delegation not possible. Okay. First one, tell me. Board approval, prior approval, board meeting level, no RBC, unanimous consent of all the directors present, no delegation possible. Approval number 2, shareholders approval, 186 subsection number 2, read with section number 186 subsection number 3. Okay. Shareholders approval when required, not always, like board approval. Board approval is required in all the cases, but shareholders approval is not required in all the cases. It required only when the ceiling limit exceeds. What is the ceiling limit? First, let us see the ceiling limit. Aggregate of paid up share capital, free reserves and securities premium, 60% of this amount. Okay. That means 60% of paid up share capital, free reserves and securities premium, or 100% of free reserves and securities premium, whichever is higher. Okay. That means paid up share capital, free reserves and securities premium, take the total into 60%, or free reserves and securities premium total into 100%. Take any of the 2 amounts, whichever is higher you can take. That amount should not be crossed. That amount should not be crossed by what? LIGS already made and LIGS proposed to be made. What is LIGS? Loans, investment, guarantees and securities already made, and the loans, investment, guarantees and securities proposed to be made. If it exceeds the ceiling limit, then only shareholder special resolution is required. Not ordinary. It is special resolution. Okay. Tell me, what is the ceiling limit? Aggregate of 60% of the aggregate of paid up share capital, free reserves and securities premium, or 100% of the free reserves and securities premium, whichever is higher. That's the ceiling limit. Compare that with the LIGS already made and proposed to be made total. If it exceeds, if this amount exceeds this, special resolution. If this amount is within the ceiling, no special resolution. Only board approval, PFI approval, etc. Next, approval number 3, PFI approval. Like board approval, PFI approval is also required in all the cases. Approval is also required in all the cases. That means you need to take the PFI approval irrespective of the amount. But a question will arise, sir, in India there will be 25, 26 PFIs now. Which PFI approval I need to take? 2 conditions are required to be satisfied. Condition number 1, you must have outstanding amount with that PFI. You must have outstanding amount with that PFI. And not just outstanding, that should be subsisting. That should be subsisting. Outstanding once upon a time, now paid, then also required or not required. It should be outstanding and present it should be outstanding. That means subsisting as on the date of you are making LIGS. As on the date of making LIGS, if it is subsisting, then only section will get attracted. If it is not subsisting as on the date, no issue. Okay. So that PFI approval you need to take. Okay. But PFI approval is given as an exemption when 2 conditions are satisfied. Ceiling under 186 has not exceeded. What is the ceiling? Paid up share capital 60%, free reserves 100%, that one. That ceiling should not be exceeded, and no subsisting default. Once upon a time there is a default, but now clear, no issue. Subsisting, present at the time of making LIGS, if there is a default, PFI approval is required. That means when PFI approval is not required, ceiling limit is not exceeded, and the default is not there. I can make some analysis on this. See here. 4 situations you can take. Ceiling limit exceeded, no. Default, no. Ceiling limit not exceeded, default not there. Then PF approval required, look here, not required. Ceiling limit exceeded, but no default. Ceiling limit exceeded, no, but default is there. Here, great person, ceiling limit exceeded, default also committed. Therefore, PF approval is required in all the 3 cases. Only in this case, PF approval is not required. Compliances. Yield rate compliance. Whenever company gives a loan, rate of interest should not be lesser than YTM on the government security. Deposits compliance. That means there should not be a subsisted default in the deposits accepted. Any deposit, public deposit or members deposit, either in the principal or in the interest. Now we completed part number 3. Various approvals required. What are the approvals required and compliances to be made? In a quick recap. First one, board approval, prior approval, board approval, prior approval, board meeting level, no resolution by circulation, unanimous consent of all the directors present, delegation not possible. Shareholders approval required in all cases are no, only when the ceiling limit is exceeded. What is the ceiling limit? 60% of the paid share capital freezers and securities premium, or 100% of the freezers and securities premium, whichever is higher, that should be exceeded by the LIGS already made and proposed to be made. If that be the case, special resolution is also required to be passed by the shareholders in a general meeting of the company. PF approval is required in all the cases generally, but if the ceiling limit is not exceeded and there is no subsisting default, then PF approval is not required. After that, YTM complies. Whenever the company gives a loan in LIGS, rate of interest should not be lesser than YTM on the government securities. If the deposits are accepted, there should not be a default either in the principal or in the interest. Next, disclosures required to be made. Disclosures required to be made. Okay, now what are the disclosures that I need to make? There are 2 disclosures under this section. Disclosure number 1 will be governed by 186 subsection number 9, 10, second proviso to 1863 and 1864. These are all the disclosures governing sections. Okay, disclosure in financial statements. Okay, full particulars of LIGS and the purpose of utilizing LGS. That means full particulars of LIGS. Full particulars of LIGS. In the loans to directors also we read, we need to disclose in the explanatory statement full particulars of LGS. Likewise, here also 4 transactions are there, full particulars of LIGS and how you are going to utilize it. The purpose of utilizing that loans, guarantees and securities also you need to give. Here investments will be missing. I didn't miss. It is missed already. Okay, I didn't intentionally miswriting LIGS. It was missed by the Bare Act itself. Why? Listen carefully. Our company is X Limited. Our company gave loan to Y Limited. X Limited gave loan to Y Limited, na? Y Limited, okay? Y Limited has to use only for principal business activities, like that they will tell. Am I clear? Okay. X Limited gave loan to, okay, I'm writing the example for this. Why investment is not governed, okay? X Limited gave guarantee or security to HDFC, which has given a loan to, okay, which has given loan to Y Limited. Even in this case, HDFC is giving a loan or not. So loan is used by Y Limited. That means whenever X Limited give a guarantee or security, or X Limited directly give loan to Y Limited, parties are identified. That means X Limited is giving to some person, X Limited is giving to identified person called as Y Limited, identified person called as Y Limited. That means X Limited is making a loan or guarantee or security to some person, unidentified person, to an identified person called as Y Limited, to an identified person called as Y Limited. That means Y Limited is identified in the transaction. I know Y Limited, I am giving the loan. I know that I am giving guarantee or security to HDFC, which is giving loan to Y Limited. Am I clear? X Limited will not tell HDFC, I am giving guarantee or security to you. For whom? For some person. If you don't tell who is that person, how can I enforce this guarantee against him? So Y Limited is known to X Limited. Y Limited is known to X Limited even in this case. Clear? Now answer. When you invest, you need to invest only through allotment, first call, second call type. Even through stock market purchase is also a mode of acquisition under this section. Acquire by way of subscription, purchase or otherwise. Purchase will happen through company, purchase will happen through stock market, purchase will happen through stock market. Subscription will happen through company. Okay, purchase will happen. Sir, when the companies are going for IPO, if I subscribe, that's called a subscription. Company went for IPO 5 years back. Now the stocks are traded on the stock market. I'm purchasing from the stock market. Now it's not subscription, it's a purchase. Am I clear? Okay, now there is a company called as X Limited. Okay, there is for example, Reliance India Limited share X Limited want to purchase. It want to invest in Reliance India Limited. Okay, now X Limited will give a buy order to stock exchange. Okay, there is another some person. Who is that? I don't know. Some person, because in stock market you don't know who is the counterparty. We know only stock exchange. Okay, I can call this as a seller. Some unrecognized, unidentifiable, undeterministic person. There is a seller somewhere. Place are not known, person not known, identity not known, nothing known. This person has given a sell order to stock exchange. Both the parties are matched by stock exchange. Transaction completed. That means X Limited bought the shares. Some unidentified person has sold the shares. Let's name him Anonymous. Okay. Now tell me, money of X Limited will go to company, money of X Limited will go to Reliance India, money of X Limited will go to A, money of X Limited will go to A's pocket, not to Reliance India. Am I clear or not? A means whom? Anonymous, some person whom I don't know. When you don't know to whom you sold, then how can you tell that he is utilizing for some activity? For which activity he will be using that money that he received upon sale? How do you know to disclose in your financial statements? That's why lawmaker didn't use the word investment here. Purpose of utilizing LGS is only for loans, guarantees and securities, because in case of investment, you can't directly give money to that particular party. Unidentified persons will come. Clear or not? That's the idea of the law. Next, disclosure in the register. This is disclosure in financial statement. Full particulars of LIGS, purpose of utilizing LGS. Okay. Disclosure in register. Which register? MBP2 register. What details? Details of LIGS. Okay. Within how many days of LIGS I need to enter into that register? 7 days. It will be kept in the RO. Custody of company secretary. Preserved for 5 years or 10 years. Permanently. Can I make an inspection? Inspection can be made by any member. Copies may be obtained upon payment of a fee of ₹10 per page. Tell me, inspection requires how much fee? Inspection of 1 page. Each page of inspection will carry how much? Each page of inspection of this document will carry how much maximum fee? ₹10 per page. Like this, you should not think. Inspection ki fees ledu, copies ke fees. ఇలాంటి పిచ్చి ఇంటర్ప్రిటేషన్ లేకండి, జాగ్రత్త, అదే చెప్పేది. సో ఇన్స్పెక్షన్ డోంట్ రిక్వైర్ ఎనీ ఫీజ్. కాపీస్, extracts if you take, then only per page ₹10, not inspection. Inspection don't carry any kind of fee. Like this questions will be asked in exam. ఇమ్మీడియట్లీ మనం బట్టి కొడితే మనకేం గుర్తుంటుంది? ₹10 గుర్తుంటుంది. అక్కడ వాడు ఇచ్చిన 2 marks 3 marks ఒక్క మార్క్ కూడా రాదు మనకి. సో ప్లీజ్ బీ వెరీ వెరీ కేర్ఫుల్ when you are reading the Companies Act. That's why in the normal sessions we take the Bare Act as a reference and explain each and every point. Just for the reason that you need to understand each and every point in detail. Inspection don't require any fees. Copies only requires the fees to be paid. Consequence of contravention, read the penalty chart. Filing requirements separately, no filing. Like in loans to directors, if special resolution is passed because of crossing the ceiling limit, then only MGT 14 is required to be filed. Clear everyone? Next. Exemptions and non-applicability. Okay. Sir, obviously, loans, guarantee securities is an ordinary course of business for a banking company, insurance company. Insurance companies are having the loan business today. LIC is having a financial entity itself, likewise. So LGS, from LGS, who is exempted? Banking company, insurance company, housing finance company. Companies engaged in financing other companies or NBFC whose ordinary course is lending. All these persons are exempted from 186(11). From investment companies, rights issue. This is what I said, rights issue, 186 subsection 11. NBFC whose principal business activity is investment, like mutual funds. Am I clear? So for these companies in terms of loan guarantee security, for these entities in case of investment, it is exempted. Okay, next. Proviso to section 186(3) says that holding company giving a loan, investment guarantee security in wholly owned subsidiary, 186(3) does not apply. Joint venture also not applicable. In joint venture, investment will be missing because you can't invest in joint ventures. Non-applicability. The section itself is not applicable to whom? Government company, section 8 company, IFSC with some conditions. What are those? See here. There is a government company. It is in defense production. 186 does not apply. Other kinds of government company are divided into two parts: listed, unlisted. Listed now 186 is applicable. Unlisted, obtain the approval from the concerned department who invested in your government company. Already I said in loans to directors. Section 8 company, very important, mark this important. I expect this to come in examinations. Please listen carefully. Section 8 companies are also out of the purview of 186 provided some conditions are satisfied. First, there must be Section 8 company. One of the object of that Section 8 company should be promotion of research and development. In such Section 8 company, CG or SGE or a combination hold not less than 26% of the paid up share capital. Three conditions. It should be Section 8. It should have objects of research and development promotion. Third one, CG or SG or a combination invested not less than 26%. In such case, such Section 8 companies granting loan to a person funding industrial research and development, result is that ROI should not be lesser than YTM of the government. That is exempted. Section is not exempted. 186 subsection number 7 is exempted. That's all. Okay. So this is all about this particular section, section number 186. Next section, IFSC is also like that. IFSC in 186.1 does not apply. 186 file a board meeting or RBC can also be taken. Need not be only board meeting in case of IFSC. So now we completed 186. Okay, we will be going into 188 related party transactions. Thank you.